Hi friends, gonna do a little dive into my album To Become, which was my very first album I recorded. I released it on May 9th of 2009, I believe, at my friend Steve Tulloch's house. We had a little gathering, and the house was called The Branches, and they used to have little concerts there called The View From Here, which really inspired me a lot and encouraged and enabled me to become an artist. So I want to share just a few songs from that album from the first half, and I'll do another video with the last half of the songs. It was a very an album I'm still really proud of, even though I recorded it in my roommate's bedroom while he was at class most of it. And I didn't, I just used a standard vocal mic for the whole thing, and I didn't know what reverb was, so I've come a long way in terms of knowing how to make music. And anyway, this is one of the songs that I recorded at the Maureen Forrester recital hall with my pal Kylie Gallagher on the cello, and Laura Ashfield and Angela O'Shea Myers on the vocals. And we did two songs in the recital hall at Laurier. And this one is called Academic Minds, Apathetic Hands, and it's kind of about I guess when I graduated from school, I felt kind of powerless to make the change I wanted to see in the world. And it was also the peak of an economic recession in 2008, and I couldn't find a job doing anything really, so I started playing shows, and everything spiraled, and that's kind of where this album came out of too. Anyway, I'll just play the song now. It's called Academic Minds and Apathetic Hands. Academic minds, apathetic hands, murder, bloody murder, education is alright. Political parties, corporate pursuits, murder, bloody murder, but democracy was worth the fight. All have a little good in our hearts, but when we speak, everything sounds so good. We all have a little evil in our hearts. When we act, we silence those who cry for justice. Oh, justice, justice, oh, justice. Spiritual words, selfish hearts, murder, bloody murder, singing my Jesus, oh, he loves me. So many tongues tell us good stories, created by one, created by one. So many voices tell us good stories. They all speak of love. They all speak of love. So many tongues tell us good stories. Speaking of love, speaking of love. Academic minds, apathetic hands. Yeah, so that's that one. Yeah, and it's kind of just this album. It's called "To Become." Is kind of me becoming an artist, which is something I didn't think was possible. I love music obviously and love singing, and I started writing songs when I was a teenager, but I guess I just grew up in more rural areas where live music wasn't really a thing, especially not original songs. And as much as like my family encouraged me, they also, said things that kind of discouraged me and held me back. And then I became part of this group called the Radical Choir, and we sang songs about saving the planet and trying to end capitalism and other hopeful themes like that at protests and rallies and coffee houses. And sometimes there'd be a spot for an open mic, and I'd sing a song, and my friend Janice would sing a song and do a poem, and my friend Dan would do a song. And those that group of people really encouraged me to become an artist and believe in myself. And since then, that group of people who believe in me and encourage me has grown substantially over the 10 or 12 years I've been playing music. And I still love it, and I miss it with this pandemic. I really do miss performing and traveling and singing with people. I think like most people this past year, I felt a lot of disconnect from my purpose, but yeah, I'm still writing and creating, and I found steady work working in a group home with adults with diverse abilities, and that's going pretty good. I'm still trying to run my Patreon and share meaningful art there, and recording a full-length album too. Anyway, this next song is called "Since I Fell," and it's kind of a reflection. This first album was very much, I was like kind of transitioning from, during university I joined like a religious group on campus, and it was really beautiful and changed my life, but it also I kind of felt it wasn't for me many times during that experience, because I didn't grow up in the church, and but yeah, I had my life transformed by it and my values shaped, and that was really meaningful. I'm really grateful for that. But it felt a lot of like, I guess like shame kind of leaving that group. And this next song, I was playing in a band at a church, and the band leader, I auditioned and I sang a few original songs, and I was part of the band for a while, and then he kind of like asked me to leave and told me I wasn't really band material. So kind of after that, I felt really like, oh, well, screw you. I definitely want to play in a band. So I started a band with my friends Joey and Evan, and later our friend Matt joined, and we were called Far From Rich, just like my suitcase, which was kind of my ideal, to be in these institutions of privilege and stuff, and to kind of try and choose humility and choose simple living, and choose music and creativity over something that's more set in stone, I guess. Anyway, I wanted to share this one, which Joey played drums on my first album, and it's kind of a look at the story of Adam and Eve, and it's called "Since I Fell," the fall of man, obviously. It's a pity I can't see you inside of me. Weren't you looking in the mirror while creating me? It's so hard to tell since I fell. Truth is I destroy myself every time I bail out on you. It's so hard to choose to rely on you. In all the world I'm looking for something so beautiful I can't ignore. Deception saying I can be everything that you are to me. All the wisdom that I lack, knowledge's a burden up on my back, and it's so easy to find a place to hide. Where am I? You're calling me out. What are the consequences of taking the easy way out? Who am I in relation to you? In all the world I'm looking for something so beautiful I can't ignore. Deception saying I can be everything that you are to me. Am I gonna be blind to your goodness for the rest of time? No, you've calmed down, put your clothes on me. In my shame, you stand right next to me. A fool I have been to choose anything but you. Yeah, so that's Since I Fell. Kind of a reflection on that biblical story, cultural narrative. Really powerful text, obviously, has changed the world, changed many lives. I like kind of in the first song was talking about, so many tongues tell the same story. Speaking of love, yeah, kind of after, yeah, I worked in Grassy Narrows First Nations for a few summers, and it's kind of part of our training and orientation. I had an elder come and talk to us about the residential schools and his experience, and just the grace that he spoke with and the forgiveness he spoke of was really powerful. And he said that, there's many tongues but one creator, and many stories and one creator. And I thought that was really powerful and true, and and that experience really shaped my worldview. Seeing like systemic racism play out in these people's lives I was meeting, and I learned so much, and I'm forever grateful. And then but after all of that, I started this band with Joey Bell and Evan Washington and Matt Donnelly, and because Joey played on that song, he played drums and he did a really great job. And then I was like like, oh, I kind of want to start a band. Maybe you could play drums in the band. He's like, no, I play bass, man. I'm a bass player. It's what I do. I want to play bass. And the first time we jammed, he like, you know, we just like, I just started playing the song and it just poured out amazingly, you know. We just clicked in such a great way. And then same thing jamming with Evan, it just like really, really clicked. And maybe it was part of being youthful, but I just feel like those instant musical connections are hard to come by. Yeah, I wish I knew now I wish I knew then what I knew now about promoting music and being in a band and recording stuff, because we had some really cool songs. This is one that I recorded again with the cello, Kylie on cello, and my friends Laura and Angela singing, and everyone kind of really loved this one. It's a song called Shalom. It's a song of lamentation and grief. And yeah, I still love singing it. It's not as special without Evan and Joey, or Kylie. I miss playing music with anyone really. But yeah, the song's called Shalom, and sending love and strength out to all of you who are, you know, everyone's struggling right now with this pandemic and with the unraveling of like capitalism is what it feels like. I don't want to be too doom and gloomy, but just things are really bad and they're falling apart. But hopefully, you know, we can rise to the occasion and start building a new world together. Yeah, and that's kind of what this song is for. It's a song of lamentation and healing. So it goes like this. Fight your war on drugs. There's people dying on the streets. There's no medicine, no medicine. Fight your war on poverty. There's people living on the streets. There's no shelter, no shelter. Fight your war on terror. There's people fearing on our streets. There's no sanctuary, no sanctuary. Shalom, my friends, I wish you well. May wholeness, justice find you. Shalom, my friend, I wish you well. May good health and true love find you. So don't fear, greedy men rule the world as they dig their grave. We are saved for money and greed. justice find you. Shalom, my friend, I wish you well. May good health, true love find you. Wow, thanks friends, thanks for listening and being with me on this musical journey. Again, these are songs from my first album called To Become, which all of my Patreon people have access to still. It's not on the internet anywhere right now. I just felt really raw. If you've listened to it before, you know there's a lot of there's kind of instrumentals with like spoken word, and it's very personal. I'm still really proud of this album. I just feel like the recording quality was so bad in comparison to the newer stuff. I feel complicated about putting it out there, but it's on my Patreon, and you can sign up and you get a free download of that, and all my albums actually. I am incredibly blessed to have so many friends, and thanks for the people who reached out with the news about my mom going into hospice. I really appreciate you, and I feel your love, and she's an amazing woman, and I'm so grateful for her, and it's hard to say goodbye, but it's always hard. Love you all very much, and stay safe, and I'll be sharing more videos like this from every album I've done, and working on some for the new album Lightheart, and I'll be posting them on my Patreon first, and then on YouTube, and thanks again. Love you.